Hey guys, it's Miss Simpson and it's time for reading today. Today I am really just going to read you Gregor the Overlander. I'm going to read you chapter 16 and then you are going to do some star practice right down below. Probably some star task cards just right down below. So I don't have necessarily a lesson focus today. I'm going to ask you some questions while I'm reading and I'm going to read chapter 16. So I really just want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy chapter 16. So let's talk about what happened in chapter 15. Okay, so remember, he was running. He's running down the cave and he's running away because the rats attacked. So they're in the land of the rats and they're going to get their next people. And the rats found them and attacked them. And they're running and running and running away. They got split up from Vicus, split up from Lexa, and he ran into an enormous spider web. I don't know about you, but I would be freaking out right now. I'd be like, because that would freak me out. An enormous spider web. That is absolutely crazy. So we're going to read chapter 16. It's actually real short. I'm probably going to stop and ask you some questions to visualize some connections, all of those good things. But I just want you to enjoy. The main thing that I'm going to talk about at the end is how Gregor is as a character, how he's kind of changed throughout the whole book. See if he's made any big leaps or jumps and some of the character traits I see in Gregor. So please, while I'm reading, just be thinking about Gregor as a character. How would you describe Gregor? Is he good? Is he bad? Is he daring, courageous, inquisitive? And also see and decide, has Gregor changed at all? All right, let's talk. Or let's read. Whoops, sorry. He ripped his face off the sticky ropes and it felt like someone had yanked strips of adhesive tape off his skin. Ow, he said. He freed his flashlight arm, but the other remained enmeshed in the web. Boots was on his back, so she hadn't got caught. Hello, he called. Is anyone there? Hello. He shone the flashlight around, but all he could see was the web. I'm Gregor the Overlander. I come in peace, he said. I come in peace? Where'd he get that? Probably from some old movie. Anybody home? He felt a little tugging on his sandals and he looked down. A huge spider was wrapping his feet together with a steady stream of silk. Hey, yelled Gregor, trying to free his feet. But in seconds, the spider had spun its way up to his knees. You don't understand. I'm the warrior in the prophecy. I'm the one who calls. The spider busily worked its way up his body. Oh man, thought Gregor, it's going to cover us completely. He felt the arm that was caught in the web tighten up against his body. Gecko, squeaked Boots. The silk ropes pressed her against his back as they encircled his chest. Vicus sent me, yelled Gregor, and for the first time the spider paused. He quickly followed up. Yeah, Vicus sent me and is on his way and he's going to be really mad you're wrapping this up. He waved his free arm with the flashlight for emphasis and caught the spider full in the face with the light. It skittered back a few yards, and Gregor got his first good look at the arachnid. 6 beady black eyes, bristly legs, and massive jaws that ended in curved, pointed fangs. He quickly diverted the flashlight beam. No point in making it angry. So, do you know Vicus? He asked. He should be here any minute to have some official meeting with your queen. Do you guys have a king or a queen? Or maybe it's something else? We have a president, but that's different because you have to vote for them. He paused. So, do you think you can unwrap us now? The spider leaned down and snapped the thread with its jaws. Gregor and Boots shot up 50 feet in the air and yo-yoed up and down like they were on a big rubber band. Hey! Gregor yelled. Hey! His lunch sloshed around in his stomach. Eventually, the bouncing stopped. Gregor shone the flashlight around him in every direction he could see. Spiders. Some were working busily, others asleep. Every single one of them was ignoring him. This was new. The roaches and bats had greeted him civilly enough, and a whole crowd of people in the stadium had fallen silent when he appeared, and the rats had gone into a rage when they'd met, but the spiders, they couldn't care less. Okay, let's pause real quick. What is going on? If you saw a ginormous spider and it spun you up in its web and you're stuck there, how would you feel? I would be absolutely, positively terrified. And Gregor doesn't seem to be that way at all. Now, that does kind of make me think like he's changed a little bit, because at the very beginning of the book, he was kind of a scaredy cat. He wasn't very courageous or brave. He didn't really face his fears too much, and he wasn't proud of himself. He wasn't claiming that he was the warrior. He wasn't like, I'm the warrior. But all of a sudden he sees the spiders. He's like, no, 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 I'm the warrior. You guys know me. And he's brave and he's standing up for himself. Who is this Gregor guy? Who is he? He's completely changing. He's becoming more brave. He's becoming more courageous. And he's actually, it seems like so far, accepting himself as the warrior, right? That seems like a huge character change to me in this book. Let's keep reading. He yelled stuff at them for a while. Nice stuff, crazy stuff, annoying stuff, and they didn't react. He got Boots to sing a couple rounds of the Itsy Bitsy Spiders, and she had always had a special way with bugs, and no response. Finally, he just gave up and watched them. An unlucky insect flew into their web. A spider ran over and drove its wicked fangs into the bug. It went still. Poison, thought Gregor. The spider quickly wrapped the insect in silk, broke it into pieces, and shot some kind of juice inside it. Gregor looked away when the spider started sucking out the bug's liquefied insides. Ugh, that could have been us. That still could be us, he thought. He wished Vicus and the others would show up. But would they show up? What had happened back on the riverbank? Had they been able to fight off the rats? Had anybody been hurt or worse, killed? He remembered Vicus's ordering him to run. The rest of us are expendable. You are not. He must have been talking about the prophecy. They could always find more crawlers, flyers, and spinners. Nerissa might be able to stand in if something happened to Luxa or Henry, or maybe they would make someone else the king or queen. But Gregor and Boots, two overlanders with a dad imprisoned by rats, they were irreplaceable. Gregor thought grimly of the people sacrificing themselves back on the riverbank. He should have stayed and fought, even if he didn't stand much of a chance. They were risking their lives because they thought he was the warrior, but he wasn't. Surely that was clear by now. Okay, pause. Okay, so I thought he was actually becoming brave and courageous, and he was confident in himself, and he was accepting that he was a warrior, but my thinking has changed. It doesn't seem like he's accepting that, does it? What is he saying? He said that surely they see that he's not the warrior now. I really thought he was doing good. I was really proud of him, and here we are. Let's keep reading. Minutes dragged by. Maybe the whole party had been wiped out, and he and Boots were on their own. Maybe the spiders knew that, and they were just letting them live so they could be nice and fresh when they decided to eat them. Gego? Said Boots. Yeah, Boots, said Gregor. We go home? She asked plaintively. See Mama? Well, we have to get to Daddy first, he said, trying to sound optimistic even though they were dangling helplessly in a spider's lair. Dada? Said Boots curiously. She knew their father from photos, though she'd never seen him in person. See Dada? We get Dada, then we go home, said Gregor. See Mama? Boots insisted. Images of their mom began to make Gregor ache with sadness. See Mama? A spider near them began to make a humming sound that was picked up by the other creatures. It was a soothing, soft melody. Gregor tried to remember that tune so he could play it for his dad on his saxophone. His dad played too, jazz mostly. He bought Gregor his first saxophone, a used one from the pawn shop when he was 7, and started teaching him to play it. Gregor had just begun lessons at school when his dad had dropped out of sight and became a prisoner of the rats, who probably hated music. What were the rats doing to his dad anyway? He decided to distract himself with more positive thoughts, but given the circumstances, he failed. When Henry materialized on the stone floor below him, Gregor wanted to cry with relief. He lives! Henry called out, looking genuinely happy to see him. From somewhere in the darkness, Gregor heard Vicus call out, Free you, Overlander, free you! He felt himself being lowered to the ground. When his feet hit the stone, he fell on his stomach, unable to stand up on his wrapped legs. They instantly gathered around him, cutting the silk off with their swords. Even Luxa and Henry helped. Tick and Timp chewed through the cords around Boots' pack. Gregor counted the bats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He could see several wounds, but everybody was alive. We thought you lost, said Merith, who was bleeding freely from his thigh. No, I couldn't get lost. The tunnel came straight here, said Gregor, kicking his legs free happily. Not lost in direction, said Luxa, lost forever, and Gregor realized she meant dead. What happened with the rats? He asked. All killed, said Vicus. You need not fear that they have seen you. It's worse if they see me, asked Gregor. Why? They can smell I'm an Overlander from miles away. They know I'm here. But only the dead ones know you resemble your father. That you are a son of the sun, said Vicus. Gregor remembered how Fanger and Shed had reacted when they'd seen his face in the torchlight. Mark Shed, his shade? They hadn't just wanted to kill him because he was an Overlander. They thought he was a warrior too. He wanted to tell Vicus about that, but a score of spiders were descending around them and perching in nearby webs. One magnificent creature with beautifully striped legs swung down in front of Vicus. He bowed very low. Greetings, Queen Wavox. The spider rubbed her front legs over her chest as if she were playing the harp. An eerie voice came out of her, although there was no movement of her mouth. Greetings, Lord Vicus. Meet you, Gregor the Overlander. Meet you, said Vicus, indicating Gregor. He makes much noise, said the queen distastefully, her front legs moving across her chest again. Gregor realized that was how she talked, by making vibrations on her body. She sounded sort of like Mr. Johnson in apartment 4Q, who'd had some kind of operation and talked through a hole in his neck. Only scary. The Overlander ways are odd, said Vicus, shooting Gregor a look that told him not to object. Why come you? Strummed Queen Wavox. Vicus told the whole tale in 10 sentences, using a soft voice. So apparently you spoke to spiders quickly and quietly. Screaming at them endlessly had been counterproductive. The queen considered the story a moment. As it is, Vicus, we will not drink. Web them. A horde of spiders surrounded them. Gregor watched a gorgeous, gauzy funnel of silk grow up and around him as if by magic. It isolated the party and blocked all else from view. The spiders stopped spinning when it reached 30 feet. Two took positions out as sentries on the top. It all happened in under a minute. Everyone looked at Vicus, who sighed. You knew it would not be simple, said Sullivan gently. Yes, but I'd hoped with the recent trade agreement. Vicus trailed off. I hoped too high. We still breathe, said Meredith encouragingly. That is no small thing with the spinners. What's going on? Said Gregor. Aren't they coming with us? No, Gregor, said Sullivan. We are their prisoners. And that's the end of chapter 16. So they're in a little bit of a pickle. It seems like every single chapter, they are in a bit of a pickle. We ended the last one when the rats were attacking them. And now this one, guess what's happening? These spinners have now taken the entire gang, I'm assuming cockroaches and all, as prisoners. Dun, dun, dun. What do you think is going to happen? Make a prediction real quick. Pause the video and make a prediction. What do you think is going to happen in chapter 17? All right. So today for your assignment, there are 6 star task cards right down below that you are going to do your best to complete, hopefully on your own. All right. I love you guys so much, and I hope that you have a fantastic day. Bye.